This is the youngest speaker today. She's 16 years old. She came all the way from the Northeast. Okay. And so please give a warm round of applause for Tia.
Stand up for Tia.
I am so happy to know that I was not the only person who wrote down what I was going to say, because I need to make sure I stayed on track. Now, if you would have told me 7 days ago that I would have been flying out to Florida to speak, I would have laughed right in your face. But then again, when God speaks, you listen. That's very important to remember, people. No matter how crazy it may seem, I thought this Saturday I was going to be curled up in my bed, binging TV. So when they asked me to speak, I went to my parents and I was so concerned. I was thinking, do we have enough money for this? Oh, my dad has work. Who's going to watch my siblings? Then 2 hours later, my parents came back to me and they said, you're going to Florida. So I'm like, yeah. Speaking of my parents, though, when they first got married, they had a son, and then they tried to have, I know it's very important, I'm gonna tell you guys why. Now, they had a son, and then they tried for 3 years to have another baby, but they could not. So then they just gave up, and then I came. Also, not only did I come, but I came 2 months early. So I was excited to see everyone. I was like, hey, y'all. I made them wait. But when my mom was pregnant, she was in Philly, and a bus hit her truck. So she went into labor early, and she actually went into labor so early that I was actually at my own baby shower. So I don't think most people can say that. Like, everyone was looking at the new baby. I'm like, hey, guys. But that is also how I know that God has put me on this earth for greatness. No way. And you know how many times I could have died, so many times on so many different occasions, but God has protected me through everything. And mainly, though, one of the things that really sticks out to me is with my education. My mom wanted me and my siblings to be homeschooled, but my dad was a little opposed to the idea at first. Fast forward to when I was in the first grade, though, because I went to public school, I was behind the curve a little bit when it came to reading and writing. So they wanted, even though I was excelling at everything else, they wanted to put me, the school that I was in, wanted to put me into special education. Even though I was doing okay, it was just that one subject. So my dad was like, okay, we're going to homeschool them. Later on in 5th grade, when I was now being homeschooled, I found out I was officially diagnosed with dyslexia. I have not let that stop me, though. So now I stand before you today as a child who auditioned for Broadway, as a flag dancer in a praise team teaching the youth, and as a 16-year-old entrepreneur whose journey is to not only help the earth, but my company's policy is to help women and anyone learn about menstruation, because I am a feminine hygiene business called Cycle Empowerment. So we're also developing stuff to take away lots of the plastic and toxic chemicals that go into those products. So as I make strides in this world, not only to just make a difference, but to be the change that is needed, I would also like to thank Mr. Johnny for, where you at? For inviting me, because this was, of course, incredible. Miss Regina for getting me in contact and just being so, you have helped me along this journey so much. You were like, oh, I can pick you up from the airport. Oh, like you were so willing at every single step. And then for Miss Raquel introducing me to all of you amazing people because as you mentioned before, Miss Raquel is my mentor for AXO. And I am going to be competing in entrepreneurship with Cycle Empowerment. So yes, I say all of this. When God speaks, listen. That is above everything else. When God speaks, listen. No matter what age you are, listen to God with confidence. We might not think his timing is right, but it's always perfect. Now, I'm going to go off script a little bit. If I can bring my mom up real quick. Yeah. Thank you. This is my lovely mother. And she helped me so much. Her and my dad always have complete faith in me, even when I come up with crazy ideas or just like I said, like what parent would just listen to their 16-year-old? Hey, I gotta go to Florida to speak. Like she was like, okay, I gotta get the money together. And that's why we have a podcast together called Mom, Can We Talk? And we talk about all topics all over. So yes, thank you. Thank you. Yes. And if anyone wants to find me, you can come to me after the conference. I have a QR code and I can give you my email. So thank you, everyone, and have an amazing rest of the day.
Awesome. Great job. Great job. That is amazing. I'm speechless. I am absolutely speechless. Keep an eye on Tia. She's going to do great things in this life. She is what is known as a rising star. So keep an eye on her.